Hello, beautiful Pisces, and welcome back to Intuitive Energies. My name is Jane, and I do readings for Pisces. Now we're looking at your ground and your crown. In the ground position, we have the King of Pentacles. He's the King of Resources. He's the King who has it all. He has a lot of resources available. Now, a lot of people might say, well, Jane, I don't have all that much money. I don't have those resources. There's more than money in resources. In other words, there's knowledge, there's experience, there's wisdom. All of those things come into play, okay? And yes, money can be a factor as well. But it's not the end all and be all, okay? Money comes from doing the things that you do. And let's make sure that the stuff that we're doing is the stuff that we want to be doing. Because money without inspiration is just, it becomes very boring to a lot of people. That's why you hear of a lot of high-powered executives at one point just kind of doing the mic drop and doing their own thing that brings them a lot less money, because they get to the point in their life where they realize that they want to do things that inspire them, that brings them passion and life, instead of just doing the things they think, like money, will bring them happiness, which we all know it doesn't really. It really doesn't, okay? So your ground is finding the resources that you need to get you moving into your intuition, and your intuition will lead you to what you need to do as well, right? The more you move forward, the more your intuition guides you, the more you tap into the resources. I feel like it's like I feel like you're running or jogging or walking along. For some of us, it's walking, and you're doing the next step, right? You say, I'm going to that destination. But as you go, you realize, oh, I need that. But it's like you either have the knowledge or the tools present themselves as you go along. And I feel you feel like it's, oh wow, that's coincidence. But it's actually more than that. It's like you know how to do good timing. You know how to stop at the right places. You know, you get the inclination to stop on the road, and that's when the tools appear. But if you had just kept walking, you would have missed them. So that's all coming into play here. They want you to follow the star. The star this is your crown. This is your intuition. It's renewal. It's illumination. It's optimism. Optimism is a very high vibration energy. You see the 7 chakras along with it. It's getting in tune and in alignment with what's right within you. And that helps you move forward. That helps you get clarity. I love this because it's everything in balance. And that's what we've been talking about for a while. It's about having the mind, body, and spirit always in balance with what you want. Yeah. I'm going to pull another one of these from the Morgan Greer. I don't know why, but I just feel like I should. So I'm going to. I just go with intuition, right? It serves me well, especially while reading cards. It really does. The 2 of Cups. Yeah, it's bringing yourself back into harmony with that. Okay, it's a harmonious life. It's something bringing balance. It's a heart living in sync with the mind, but it's also living in sync with spirit. It's living in sync with what you want in your life. These need to come together. With the ground chakra, which is your foundation, I always like to think of it going up this way, right? You go from the base chakra, sacral, solar, you go up, right? The resources are at the bottom. They're at your foundation. So I feel that that's an abundance of things. Maybe things that you didn't always think you were abundant in. And a lot of it has to do with courage and self-assuredness. That instinctive drive to trust yourself moving forward. I've said this a lot of times. I'm going to repeat it again. When you have a broken inner child, you feel that Not only if something happened to hurt you, you also have trust issues with yourself because you trusted somebody to keep you safe or something and then it didn't work. So you have trust issues with yourself. How can I ever trust anything again? And at this point, it's asking you to trust yourself. Absolutely. Trust that you have the resources. Trust that you have the power, the skill, the knowledge to, even if you get yourself in a pickle, know how to get yourself out. Okay? Harmonize with yourself and your dreams. Get those in alignment so that you can, the base, sacral, and solar plexus chakra can release you to do the work that you need, to really go into your heart, to really find your voice, and to really trust your intuition. It's really all about that. Okay? Let's go. Let's go, Pisces. You contain the entire universe encoded within you. 36. I love that. Yes, 36. Couldn't be the better words or the better number to get it together, of course. They know my number, of course, don't they? Don't they? I love that. It's a little USB drive. It's connected to the back of your head. Yes, you do. Okay? We downplay a lot what we know in this human form. Okay? It says, yes, you're a proud card-carrying member of the Galactic Library of Infinite Records and Deeds. You contain all the information of the universe encoded within you and ready to be checked out anytime without any pesky overdue fees. Our galactic emergence and ascension were predicted by so many cultures and mythologies. This is a time, and you're the one you have been waiting for. It starts with one, you. The entire universe is holographic. What you do to evolve yourself evolves the cosmic story, so it can be recorded in the stacks and folios of the future. What choice would you want to make now, knowing the ripples of impact you'll have? What is the title of the story I'm writing to be stored in the Galactic Library? What's the first lines? I love it. So, you're going ahead with something, right? Ideas, career, love, life, identity. I'm going to add identity because some of us want to become the person, the authentic self that we've always wanted to. Sometimes we're afraid. It's hard, especially if people have known us all our lives. They don't realize that, we change with time. I've heard something that one of the easiest ways that you can do if you want to include these people who know you, let them know that you're changing your identity. You are changing to be authentically you, okay? And if they can work with you and accept it and be very supportive, then cool. If not, well, that's a bridge you may have to cross later, okay? But talking about all the changes you do, you have a myriad of information ready to be accessed right here in the 36. 36 is the closest I feel that you can. 3 and 6 is the closest that you can have on this planet. 9 is our spiritual self. So it's like a 9 but broken down, right? You can be a 3 and you can be a 6. You can be, you can mix them up. You can add them up, but they'll always be 3 plus 6. They won't be a 9. You get to be 9 when you go and access. Okay? So you are creating a new story for yourself, whether it's an identity, a career, a life, whatever, a romantic relationship, it doesn't matter. What is the story? What is the title of this beautiful new story that you're creating for yourself? And what things are you going to access to make that happen? Okay, that USB. What are you going to plug into to make it happen? If you had the ability to just do it like that, how would you do it? Okay, so go ahead and think that way. Go ahead and click into that kind of information. All right. Oh, and I already saw this one. It's so funny. So funny. Ancestor. Okay. The Ancestor card coming in. I just saw it, well, before I was shuffling, and I love it when that happens. I kind of imprint on the card, you know, I see it and I go, oh, and then it comes out. I love it. All right, so history, lineage, community, family, relationship. Your ancestors within your lineage made you. Somehow they managed to survive and thrive in order to ensure you are here. Your ancestors make up a portion of who you are, but you get to choose with which pieces you utilize. It's not fixed or predetermined. I love this. Your ancestors speak in terms of community, family, and right relationships. Pick any ancestor from your family tree to bring into conversation. They're all watching and rooting for you. Okay? Yeah, and they're asking for you to ask your ancestors if you have any information, any kind of information they want to bring forward. I have this beautiful deck, and I mentioned it a couple weeks ago. It's called The Beloved Dead. Okay? It's about, it's an oracle for divining ancestral wisdom. I love it. And I'm going to show you this because this is part of the story. I have used this deck to help me get some insight. I talked about this a couple weeks ago in the live, but if you didn't see it, I'm going to bring it up now. I had done a list of maybe 29 or 30 things that I wanted to get accomplished for the week. And at the end of the week, I wanted some kudos, right? But I really want to tap in more to Ancestor, my line, to tap into all the different kind of resources, exactly right here, okay? The resources that come in with all of that, because they're an infinite library full of resources. I mean, past mistakes. Everybody who's come before you, whether they're related to you or not, or ancestors down your line, you have a bunch of people that you can absolutely tap into. All right, so I took out this deck at the end of the week. I had done almost everything except clean out the clutter that I wanted. I wanted to pick clutter spots and just kind of start on I said I wanted to spend like 30 minutes doing deep cleans on certain things and then another 30 minutes decluttering. And I didn't get to do that. I didn't get to do it. And I picked a card, and this is the thing that came This is the card that came out. And right away when I looked at it, it talked about you have things and they take over your life and they take over your space and they clutter your life and everything of the sort. And I just laughed because they held me accountable, right? And this ancestor, which I don't know which one it is, came through and say, you know, I could probably guess it could be my grandmother. She was a hoarder. So I could totally see that these people can come in and say, look, there are things that, you know, that will take over. And I love what this card had to say. It said it was on sale. I might need that someday. Look what someone threw into the trash. That's probably worth a fortune. I'll sell it on eBay. It says, you know where this is going, right? This is the pitch perfect chorus of the lover of things. Okay, and the Casanova of I can't throw it out or can't throw it away. Possessed by possessions, they collect, amass, and defend the need for a lamp made entirely from macaroni that they found at a garage sale. So you see what I mean? They're like saying, okay, it's time to, you know, deal with the issue of why you're so cluttered and to move forward. This was an ancestor reading. One card that held me accountable. Yes, you did the 29 things, but the 30th thing that you needed to do this week, you didn't. Okay? So it's saying you have resources in form of ancestors that you can contact. If you are interested in this deck, it is available in the description box below. It's an affiliate link. You can get it. And I love this deck. This deck has so much insight. It has so much insight. So much insight. Yeah, I know. I repeated it, but it does. So that was that. And I talked about it 2 weeks ago, and it was the funniest thing. It was a funny thing. You have so many resources. You have spirit guides, you have your intuition, you have your ancestors, you have living people who can keep you to task. You have so many resources to help you. I love this. Don't worry, you can do no wrong. I love this. I love this so much. You also have to remember that whatever you're going through, whatever you're struggling with, whatever, even when you don't do, there's something, you're doing the best that you can. You're here to experience life. You're here to experience everything. Everything. Okay? It says, means that you can't fail in your present situation. Whatever you decide to do will benefit the project you have in mind. Okay? And the present confusion is part of a divine plan. So, I can tell you what this divine plan is, though, Pisces. It's for you to find your courage, and it's for you to acknowledge the bravery in your heart, the courage in your stance, and to believe in yourself. This is what this year's all about. It's about tapping into belief, the belief in the self, the big self, the capital S. Okay? Let's take another one from here. I love that he's giving himself a haircut and half of his hair is gone. I've so been there. Young and old. I've cut my own bangs really young, and then I've tried different hairstyles. It grows back. Somewhere there is an energy leak. Ooh. Ooh. Interesting. I like this one too. Okay. So absolutely. The other thing that I find about looking at this card is I feel that the other thing that it's trying to make you see here, everything, every week, because we do readings, and that's to help you, right? Navigate the stuff, is to see where the leak is. I love the fact that there's hearts coming out of this leak, though. Okay? I think that a lot of things come out, and it's in the very best of intentions. Okay? Your heart is in it completely. Okay. So it says, check the pipe connection of the source northeast of Samarkand. It's not where we can still come out in Oaxan. I have no idea what that means. Actually, we have an infinite amount of energy from which to draw. In the same way, there's an infinite number of redwood trees. Though it may be true that if you're seeing one redwood tree, you've seen them all. Somewhere there's another redwood tree quite similar to the one destroyed. Unfortunately, it is in the 17th dimension of a universe zibbly times distance from ours. But if you know how to solve the transportation problem, there is no problem. Okay, that was quite confusing, but I think that was the point. It's all confusing, right? So the confusion is here, Pisces, is that there is a leak. You need to focus that energy. They're showing me this card here, okay? This is no energy leak. This is a focused energy beam. This one is contained, but there is cracks in it. So what you need to is to figure out what this is, okay? You need to figure out where the leak is, how you are not in harmony with yourself, how you're not using the resources. And as soon as you do, you will find the answers that you're searching for. Absolutely. Absolutely, you'll find the answers you're searching for. Okay, so let me take from the Sufi Tarot. Okay. Love this deck. The cards are humongous, though. They remind me of Radley Valentine decks in its and how big they are. Okay. This is the moon. and it's written OMR. So let's take a look, see. I did actually take the book out. Receptivity, clarity, trust, openness, egolessness, inner wisdom, and purity. The Komar, or the moon, often represents mystery and illusion. But, however, in this deck, it's a symbol of clarity, receptivity, and a heart responsive to the light of the divine truth. White, with translucent dew-like feel, the moon embodies the luminous inner state that mystics aim for. The heart of the one seeking truth, as is open and responsive as the moon is to the light of the sun. Beautiful. I love this. Okay. It says, let my heart reflect thy light, as the moon reflects the light of the sun in love, always in love. I love that. Okay, you're being asked to transform your heart into an empty cup. You're being led to the divine quality of Muban, or clarity, within yourself, and guided to the inner work required to let go of old expressions and feelings of limitations, emptying yourself of the dross of the past. I love it. How can you open yourself up to the universe's light-filled gifts? The heart is receptive and can absorb the impressions around it. As such, it's important to reflect the sublime as opposed to the dense, and to transcend the darkness instead of being drawn into it. I love that. If you're an empath, what do you do consciously to protect yourself from negative impressions? This is guiding you to the mastery within yourself, so you may absorb only that which is beneficial to you. You're being asked to see past the illusions and trust your instincts and tap into the inherent wisdom within. I love this. I love this. This is beautiful. Because it's absolutely, like I said, the moon for me, for a lot of readers, they see it as, and I've said that before, oh, the moon, you're confused, oh, you may be, you're not going to see the truth in something, all of that stuff. But in this case, even in this deck, okay, even in this deck, the Sufi Tarot, they say, yeah, that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about your openness, your divine guidance, your light of intuition. This is all about this, okay? It's about being inherently Pisces. My dear ones, being inherently Pisces. Okay, so the Malika of Coins, I do believe that probably is the Queen. Let me take, and the Five of Staffs. I'm just making sure. Daughter, son, Malika, yes, this is the Queen of Coins. The Queen of Earth. Again, it has to do a lot with this King of Pentacles that we have. We have the Queen of Pentacles coming in with that. Pisces, it's saying that you, of course, have to tap in to the feminine energy, right? Which is the moon, which is the Piscean, which is receiving. Get guidance from the feminine. And in your masculine, you will feel a lot of you will have a lot of power in your masculine as soon as you respond to the feminine, since it came out right after. It's going to help you take the resources and move them forward, okay? You may have them, you may carry them, you may not know why you're carrying your resources with you, but it'll become apparent as you go along, because you're working within the feminine and the masculine. And these are both about resourceful, mastered people, okay? So this is higher echelon. It's not just, you're not just an apprentice. A lot of this you have already learned. You have the wisdom of the King and the Queen. You have the Five of Staffs. The Five of Staff, a lot of people see this as arguing and having a hard time, and they do appear to be, going towards the same thing, but it's also about problem solving. The Five of Staff here is the Five of Wands. And it's about brainstorming problems. It's about solving problems. It's about going into conflict head on. It's test to solve. And I feel this happens a lot. We're doing that this week. We're focusing our energy so that we can solve something, so we can move forward. But we're doing it in intuition. So I want you to really tap into that fire energy of tapping into solving, to figuring out the differences, where an interesting compromise, a new way of thinking can come out of it, okay? The star, the openness, right? Be open to solutions, to figuring things out. Forgiveness heals. I like that. Again, there's hearts coming out, so there's something about heart here. And reconsider your commitments. Yes, no, 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 no. I like that. So let's read this. Forgive yourself and others. Let go of the old story. Release any guilt and blame. Everyone is doing the best they can. This includes you. Kickstart the healing process by surrendering all the judgment and hurt. Your health and happiness will thank you. Yeah, I feel like I hear from Spirit, it's don't second guess yourself anymore in the things that you do. Let yourself heal from this, okay? Let yourself take a chance, because sometimes when we think that we need forgiveness, okay, it means that we feel we've wronged or been wrong. And again, that can come into play, because especially when they're talking about let go of the old story. So when you heal the way of thinking, when you heal this, then you're able to move forward as well. Reconsider your commitments. Have you piled so much on your plate that there's little room for you? Identify what truly matters and graciously decline the rest. There's a universe of meaningful opportunities on the other side of no. In fact, every no makes space for the perfect yes. Your freedom is closer than you think. I'm going to say, don't give away your energy freely to just anybody. Some people will come in, and I've noticed that, you know, you make time for them and then they blow you off. I've seen that too. You know, you'll start talking to somebody and then they go, well, I've got to go. And you put your life on hold to give them your time and energy. And then they act like, you know, oh, well, you know, I've got to go. I have things to do. And you're thinking to yourself, well, I had things to do, but I prioritize you. So I would say, I'm going to tell you this much. Just take time to realize that your time is important too. Make sure that they realize that your time is important too. Okay? Sometimes it's important to let them know, look, my time is just as important as yours. If I give you part of my time, it's not that you should, you know, go, yay, bow down to me, but realize that I prioritized you because I deemed you important. This is a two-way street. If they're not, then it may be time to just no, right? Every once in a while say, yeah, no, I need some time here for me at this point because, you know. So just make sure that as well, right? Look, you're recreating a life for yourself. Where you are the person who is doing the work, you're growing, You are growing in leaps and bounds. You are exploring things. You're making things happen. Don't fall steps backwards because how certain things make you feel, right? Imagine you're the idea. Oh, look at the thing is saying expired. 29. Love it. 11. Again, right? 11. 29's been coming out this week. Love that. Imagine that you're a parking meter. How does it feel when coins are inserted in you? What is it like when you're expired? How could you be easier to use? Imagine that you're a box of cereal on a grocery shelf. How can you be more attractive? What can you do to force the grocer to give you more shelf space? How would you feel if you were the idea you're developing? I love that. I love that. Okay? So I think it has a little bit to do of a certain thing, just the fact that it said expired in the mind. There's certain stuff in your life that is expired, that needs your no, okay, instead of a yes. Sometimes you just have to go, okay, that's enough, okay? And the other part of that idea is exactly that. Look at it from a different point of view, okay? See how you can take more room in a shelf, okay? How can you make your idea bigger, better? Get yourself out of the box so that you can look at the box, or put yourself into the box. Whatever way you want to look at it, Pisces, that's the way you should be looking at it. Absolutely. Okay? Oh, I love this. Okay, so again with the mind, but this time it's saying drop an assumption. 9. Ooh, 9. Columbus challenged a Spanish courtier to stand an egg on its end. They tried but failed. He then hard-boiled one and squashed it down. That's not fair, they protested. You broke the rules. Don't be silly, he replied. You just assumed more than you needed to. What can you let go of? What unnecessary assumptions can you eliminate? What are the past due date ideas that you have that don't need to be there anymore, okay? Along with the resources you have, you also carry some very old ways of thinking. Your ancestors can help you with this here too, okay? Your ancestors can help look at how they taught out of the box, what they got rid of, okay? Look at people who invented things that felt like it was before their time. Innovators, okay? Even just think of the people who said, well, that can't be done. The phones that we have today that are computers and that fit in our hands, that at one point would have needed a building to be contained. You know, what assumptions were dropped that it couldn't be done? Okay, that's probably the biggest one, that it couldn't be done. Okay, that you couldn't fit a building's computer in something in the palm of your hand, such as this. Okay, and now we're doing it. So, I mean, how big can you go? Probably as big as you want, Pisces. So go ahead and drop an assumption. Go into the idea. I love this. This deck is very much about ideas. It's about giving you ideas on how to think of things in a very different way. So you go ahead and try. You go ahead and do that, my beautiful ones. All right. All right. One step ahead is all you need. I love these little arrows. I love these little arrows. They make me think of an old stereo system that had that button. It's fast forward. There's different levels, right? You can go as fast or as slow as you want. The thing is that you need to go. I think that's the big message here. You need to go. You need to move forward. Okay? If you're not moving forward, you're standing still, and standing still just awful. It's awful. It doesn't get you anywhere. Okay? I see people, instead of moving ahead in certain things, they just shift and they go into a different direction, but they're still not, it's avoidance, not movement. And they get stuck in the other place too. It's like a big vat of gum. And it doesn't work. Okay? 1% better each day. This is what I'm feeling. 1% more every day. What if you were to sit and imagine you're the idea? What if today you were to just drop an assumption? What if you were to talk to an ancestor? What if you were to make a list of all the things that you have going for you? How can you harmonize with yourself today? How can you be open to the ideas? Okay? How can you tap into your intuition? Okay? How can you say no to just one person who has been sucking the energy out of you? Okay? What if you were to realize that you are so much more than the sum of your parts? What if you were to realize that you are not here to be perfect, that everything you do is part of the bigger picture? What if you were to realize that there's a leak? This might be related as well. All of this, okay, that you were the perfection of of masculine and feminine together in balance to make things happen. This is, if you were to do just one of these every day, okay, it would give you a different perspective, a new fresh outlook on things, and you would start moving. Your ground and your crown would start working together. So look, today, take one small step ahead. Sometimes we worry about not making it to our destiny fast enough, not building our content quickly enough, not being expert enough. The moment we begin, that pattern is not enough. Let that go. Okay? Let it go. Just like this one says right here. Okay? Let go of the old. Or is it here? No, forgiveness right here. Let go of the old story. Okay? Let it go. Because one step ahead is all you need, sweet pea. Even overnight successes happen in stages. Learn to revel in lifelong learning and stepping, and trust those who walk before you. There's the ancestor again, okay? And who knew that the journey was more important than the final destination. Whether you're moving toward adding new skills, and that could be more resources, okay? With the queen and the king. In your toolkit, toward a giant dream you've always had. There's the star. You've started to envision. What is it that you're building? Determination and perseverance are mighty mindsets to adopt. It suggests that you're 100% worthy of sharing any steps that you've learned with others, even if you've learned them recently. And if that doesn't sound like music to your soul, maybe it's time to start logging your steps and your progress to remind yourself how far you've come. When you string them all together, they become marathons of one step in front of the other, and the rhythm they create is your divine dance towards expansion. One inspired step at a time. Lovely. Okay? So this card is lovely, and it's exactly what you need to do. And this is what they're pushing you. Okay? I love it. Stop, drop, and ground. I love that. So I felt a lot of the grounding energy because we started with the King of Pentacles. So the stop, drop, and ground is really talking to me. Very vital to your situation right now. I'm not going to read this one, but very vital to your situation is the fact that you need to remember, Pisces, that you have the tools. You have the tools. You have the resources to move forward in this lifetime. You do. You accumulate them as you go, and you don't lose them. Knowledge, this stuff, this wisdom, you've got it, right? You get it, you store it, and then you bring it out when you need it, okay? And for most of us, you don't lose it when you don't use it. You just keep it, right? Trust yourself. Just do your thing. Do it now, okay? Be the best version of yourself. Make everything wondrous. Make everything happy. from the meal that you cook, from the closet that you clean, from the work that you do, from the project that you're working on, from the relationship that you are building and fostering and feeding, okay? From your own self-meditation, your own self-care routine. Take good care of yourself. Give yourself a chance to do 1% more today than you did yesterday. Keep moving forward. Keep looking at things and bringing things in to give you even more in your toolkit. Okay? Trust me, you are so worthy of it. You're going to do such great things with it this year, next year coming up, the year after that. You're on a roll. Let yourself be on a roll. Okay? Allow yourself to do it at this point, my beautiful Pisces. That's it for me for today. I'll be back tomorrow. As always, I'd like to thank you for being part of this community, my beautiful Pisces. I wanted to start something today. If you've listened to the end of this reading, I would like you to put in the comments section a smile emoji. I'm going to start asking you guys to do that every day. So just put a smile emoji in the comment section just to let me know. And you can put a comment, but just put the smile emoji in there as well. Thank you so much. Love, light, and blessings. I will see you tomorrow. Bye for now.